Welcome to Dicejunkies, and this is Perception Check, and I'm with
Q.
And I'm Zeno. Hope you enjoy it. All right, so this week we got some news out of Pazio. They are releasing a second edition of Pathfinder.
Well, they've got the playtest in the works.
Yeah, the playtest will officially launch August 2nd. Yeah, I mean, they're not releasing anything right now, but they are starting to push on their blog what all is being changed, some of the new stuff, some of the new features, some cool information just to get you excited for that August 2nd release of the playtest.
Yeah, and I mean, 10 years is not a bad time to have in between editions. I mean, that's not too rough. You know, I'm sure it means that there's going to be a new series of books coming out, but I'm excited about it, especially some of the things they're saying they're going to be putting on there.
No, really, I think, Pazio has sort of lost some steam with Pathfinder, with 5th Ed, back with, after 3.5, and it went to 4th edition with D&D. I think Pathfinder was probably more played than D&D for a while there.
Yeah.
And, just watching the sales of the books at the local comic shop and stuff like that, it definitely looks like 5th Ed has taken a bit of its steam out of it. And so this could revitalize Pathfinder.
I don't know how well it's doing on the competition, being that 5th Ed's a new system. So you're always going to have that good first sales, whereas Pazio / Pathfinder, they pretty much put all the books you need. All of it now is basically splats, just extra splats.
Yeah, and that's also a little bit of the issue. I mean, if you're getting into tabletop, and there has been a bit of a resurgence in tabletop, Pathfinder is so massive, it's a hard place to start right now. So to see them come out with this second edition, I think it will definitely allow some new people to get into Pathfinder. And also, it looks like they're simplifying a few things while also adding strategy and stuff like that to the game. Some really cool elements that I'm excited about.
Oh yeah, and I know that, what you mean when you say simplify, but that word just always, makes me cringe. But that's just because 4th Ed and 5th Ed, especially 4th Ed, kind of went that angle, and you know how I felt about 4th edition. So, but you are right. They are definitely polishing the rules. Like I like the new action system. Yeah, if I remember.
I mean, it's hard to say right now. I don't think they're oversimplifying. I think they're fine tuning, maybe a better word for it. But they're doing a 3 action system that will make it. I think it should speed the pace up of playing the game.
Yeah, no more action types. There's just you get 3 actions a turn. If a player this year goes, I want to draw my weapon, you go, that's an action. He says, I want to put on my boots, that's a dang action. Yeah. You can attack multiple times. So far, that seems to be how the multi-attack's working. We don't know if there's going to be alternate rules, but you can attack up to 3 times you want to. You could go attack. You get a penalty after the first one, but it's strategic.
And it looks like they're not trying to lose too much by going to a second edition either. They have some extra playable races. The Goblin is now a playable race right there in core. You have like Alchemist is in core now. So you have some of the stuff that took a while to come out in Pathfinder, the original edition, coming out in core. So it'll be nice to see just what all they include in core.
And they talk about having more customization, which I'm curious about. Maybe that will replace the rather large collection of archetypes that came out. Instead of it being you have this huge list of archetypes, you just have, book may add more customization options, but you start from the beginning with the person being able to customize a character. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, they added a background system to add some customization to characters, sort of on the story side and building up there.
Whole new magic item process. If you just go check out their blog, I think it's that they find it at Pazio.com.
Yeah,
Pathfinder
Pazio.com/Pathfinder playtest. We'll put a link down in the description.
Yeah, they talk about magic items now being designed to not have you spending all your time feeling that you got to fill every slot with mandatory equipment. They're trying to go, looks like, for more unique and flexible magic items.
Which will be interesting to see how that actually plays out. The description sounded interesting, but it's still, until I can see it, I'm not exactly sure 100% where they're going with it.
That's one thing I'll give 5th edition is when you find a magic item in 5th ed, it's usually fairly, impressive experience.
You can not. 5th ed, it's limited to 3 magic items usually because of the attunement and stuff. So
and even that doesn't bother me as much as really I just like the fact that the magic items tend to have a interesting assortment of functions. So it actually feels like a magic item. It's not just a really sharp sword, you know what I'm saying, or a bow that sets arrows on fire. It's usually you have an assortment of abilities. I'm hoping they're going to do the same thing here to where each magic item has a bit of personality, stands out. You remember the Sun Sword and weapons like that.
Yeah, there were definitely those legendary and epic magic
Frostburg?
items. Yeah,
is that what called the Frostburg with the ice sword? Oh, Ice Brand.
Ice Brand.
Yeah,
Frost Brand.
The Frost Brand, the Sun Sword from back in the day. You remember those from D&D? I want to see weapons like that come back to where you found a magic sword. This is a big deal.
Yeah. Now they will actually have print editions of the playtest material. They do suggest that you pre-order print editions from Pazio.com between March 20th and May 1st if you're interested in those. But they did say that the PDFs would be available and free to obtain. So if you don't want to print a copy, you can easily get that.
Yeah, I'll probably go ahead, though, in between March 20th and May 1st and put in a pre-order. Now I think about it, depending on how much they want for it. I want my prints, and if I can get them faster than PDF, even better. But if you're going to play test something, I need a physical book for a play test myself.
Yeah, and they are updating their blog pretty regularly on some new material and discussing some of the aspects. So, if you're interested in it, definitely check out their blog. There's going to be more stuff on it, and we may go more in depth as more information comes out.
So, yeah, I'm seeing, like I said, we're looking forward to it. We're definitely going to come back at you once we get it and let you know what we think. I'm hoping that this will be the update I've been kind of wanting. This will be what I was hoping 5th ed was going to be. And don't get me wrong, 5th ed's not bad. It's just it's different from what I expected. I was hoping 5th ed would go back closer to 3.5. Said it went in a new direction, and it's working. But I still got my old nostalgia, man. I still want it to be a recognizable.
Once again, I've seen, Pathfinder. I expect high fantasy from where 5th ed sort of went with a simplistic, not over powerful, fantasy level. It went for that lower fantasy, and it's a good place to be. It also means that Pathfinder won't necessarily be direct competition. It will just be another style. Just like if you were going to Shadowrun or one of these other systems, it's different, not competition.
I agree, because that's the thing. 5th ed actually really works well. We've talked about there being some systems that 5th ed is amazing for, and even settings. Like, I think 5th ed's a great one for Dark Sun. I'd love to see them go full on with a printout, because Dark Sun was already a gritty, harsh world where the monsters were dangerous. Ravenloft in the new 5th ed is a lot scarier than it used to be. Whereas Pathfinder, for me, gets that high fantasy that if you want a game where your wizards are flying around and creating magical towers and your warriors are fighting off hordes of enemies by themselves, that's what Pathfinder is hopefully going to continue to bring. And you got a system for
because of the way the system is on 5th ed. We have the Stories of Elminster, which is Forgotten Realms, which is D&D, but you really can't make Elminster in D&D right now.
Yeah, he's just got to be an NPC with a bunch of abilities that no wizard knows why he has them. But, and for me, I'm sorry, I'm that bad. I like to see that path. I like to go, oh, there's Elminster. Let me look at the wizard and see what it takes to make an Elminster. There is no way you're going to get there from.
But and that's because Elminster is high fantasy, and so when they sort of downgraded a bit on the level of fantasy, it made it hard to do without just saying, oh, he's got tons of boons and god stuff, and that's why he's awesome. And it's not like in the creation path. With Pathfinder, though, you can usually get to that point, and that's why, it is high fantasy.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a potent game, and I'll give Zito that he is right. And whenever time I look at it, it's a game where you can become Elminster, like you can get there.
Oh yeah.
So if that's what you want, then the system provides the ability to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and that to me means it meets, like I said, it meets the criteria that we don't currently have really for high fantasy. As Fifth Ed hits that, everybody picks up, everybody plays, has a good time. The DM's not worried about his characters leveling up, and he's like, how do I stop the wizards? They can see the future and teleport through all walls.
Yeah.
I know it's DM friendly as heck, and I can see why. And I personally like using it for running gritty style. I mean, I don't know about, I think a Conan style game. I'm not saying still there.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But Conan style game is really well suited for the level of magic they offer.
Well, hey, be sure to check out Pazio.com if you're interested in this, and check out their blog and all the stuff about their playtest. Like I said, we're going to keep an eye on it. We'll let you know. When August 2nd comes and it officially launches, we're definitely going to check it out. I'm excited to see what they got. So
Pathfinder's my baby, so I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm hoping it's going to be the next gen of high fantasy D20 based roleplay.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and like I said, check that out. Have a good one.